So we're back with this second sort of zine-like supplement. I'd sort of decided not to go ahead. We'll see how I feel when we go through all of them. But I feel like we got a really good feel for it. These ones, well, I think since these are like put together by the actual team, which I mean the Morkborg ones were too, kind of. But the Morkborg ones were mainly based off of community submissions, where these feel a lot more cohesive. I almost want to say professional, but I mean, you know, the layout and art in the Morkborg ones, less eclectic would probably be a better way to put it. And we also have, I believe this is the January package from Vicky Sigh, or December. The last one, or, well, I'm not sure. I've lost track of them, but the last one I remember opening was from November. So this is either December or January. I think this is a new kind of foiling on the sticker. It's got more of the glitter. Usually they're more chrome from her, but I like it. It really goes well with that. And then the main card. So this one, the last one, was sort of a dark magic themed. Oh, by the way, you've probably seen their Kickstarter. I noticed an email about it. It's starting up soon. And sort of answered a question I had. Well, at least I'm kind of inferring the answer. Because I believe I asked if they were still doing these. Oh, let's see when this is from. The last one was from 21. So maybe they were only doing these like once a year, which is a little bit. I kind of would expect, you know, biannual or quarterly for a product like this. So maybe we can expect a fourth one soon. But I did notice, along with their Kickstarter, they were linking a bunch of actual community zines. So, you know, I might look into some of those. So maybe they also just took a step back and, you know, had their fun with this sort of product and are kind of letting the community take up sort of zine space. So this is Cursed Squirrel 2, The Red Sands. Desert, sorcerers and bandits, lost treasures, ruins, pit fights, perilous adventure. So I'm wondering, kind of, maybe it's a sign I need a new phone. maybe it's the Prism update. I thought I remembered when we were doing these sort of outdoor streams before that it would really, at least I thought it was nice, really have a faded out background, but it doesn't seem like it's doing that anymore. And I was kind of testing it out, and it doesn't seem to want to autofocus that low. Of course, I don't want to manually put it out of focus and have to deal with that every so often. That'd be a major time sink and a bit of a pain. Kind of was worried that it was, so I thought I noticed it after we dropped my phone, kind of, that it seemed a bit weird. But I think it has more to do with Prism, since everything outside of Prism still behaves as I was expected to. So, like the first zine, it does look like we sort of have a treasure table on the back. And I kind of liked doing it first, kind of really, gives you a feel for the end goal of what you could expect. A sealed clay jar. D4 is not one of the ones I grabbed, since, at least on tables, it's not typically one you have to worry about. 20 gold pieces, which is quite a sum for this game, I think. 17. Ownership papers for a prized warhorse stabled in Alkesh. 14. Worm oil. Put in sand to attract a purple worm in 3 rounds. Or 1. A cursed eye token. Disadvantage on the next check or attack roll. So again, it looks like, yeah, this gets back to, well, maybe we'll see getting into it, but this gets back to what I was saying earlier, that compared to the Morkborg zines, these ones have a much more cohesive feel. Like, it looks, at least what I'm judging based off of the back table, which is the same sort of content as the back of the first one. And then this sort of hex crawl map, which again we had on the first cover, back side of the first cover as well, that it sort of looks like we know now exactly what to expect with a different theme. Now, speaking of themes, I was a little bit disappointed. I saw in their, well, we'll have to see the finished product, but I noticed in their upcoming Kickstarter, some of the classes they mentioned were very similar sounding to the ones that they had on the first zine. So I don't know if those are reskin, but we'll have to see. So a miniature hex scroll featuring the Jurum, a vast shimmering desert where red mountains stand silent over windblown valleys and undulating sand dunes. Merchant caravans pick their way between fragile oases that dot the waste, hoping to miss the path of mountain bandits, a howling sandstorm, or the skyborne death of the scourge. Here, Ifrit-haunted canyons hide the ancient redoubt of the Raskodai assassins, and priceless secrets lie buried, waiting for the winds to shift in their favor. So some rumors that we can find, and I think I said on the last one, personally, I'd probably determine, well, some of these might be determined by the text, but that some of these probably aren't true. Elves raise prized silver camels in a camp to the northwest. 10. A lost city lies beyond the great doors in the Vale of the Moon. 6. An ancient dragon called the Scourge lairs in the Gilzai Crags. Or 2. Now this one sounds highly suspect. A fortress full of gold lies deep in the Howling Caves. The second issue of Cursed Scroll arrives on a scorching desert wind. This time, we explore an undulating sea of sand where vibrant camel caravans pick their ways across moon-like valleys, and far-eyed bandits peer down from their cliff-top perches like birds of prey. These are the lands where the fearsome Raskodai sorcerers train in hidden canyon monasteries, perfecting the art of dealing unseen death. Here the whipping sandstorms scour flesh from bone, and in their aftermath, forgotten places emerge at long last beneath the endless sand, calling crawlers to tempt their fates inside sinister secret-filled halls. As ever, the contents of the zine are fully compatible with the Shawdowdark rules. The free Quick Start set is available for download at the Arcane Library. To unfurl this strange crumbling scroll you found in a dead bandit's hand and read as far as you dare. Its secrets might haunt you, might curse you, might send you chasing unimaginable treasures and fighting incredible foes. And when the sands run red with blood, whose will it be? As they say in this place of cruelty and myth, may the stories they tell of you outnumber all the grains of sand before us. Kelsey Dion, October 22. It is through trials of blood, fire, and terror that you will find the wellspring of your power. Manazusa, leader of the Raskodai. The Desert Rider class. Howling barbarians, thundering across the sand on wild horses, elven spies wielding curved blades atop silvery camels, or bandits wrapped in colorful silks racing on sleek desert stallions. They can use quite a variety. Club, dagger, javelin, longsword, pike, which seems to be a new weapon included in this zine, shortbow, scimitar, spear, or whip, and leather armor or shield, and shields are their only armor options. a little bit beefy hit points at 1d8 per level. 3 times a day, you can charge into combat by moving at least near before attacking. Each time you do this, your melee attacks deal double damage that round. Mount. You have a common camel or horse with a reliable or lovely demeanor. It comes when you call and never spooks. You can only have one such mount at a time. While riding your mount, you both get bonus to AC equal to half your level rounded down. Your mount has additional levels equal to half your level rounded down. You can freely leap on or off your mount once per round. If you lose your mount, you can use downtime to acquire and train another. Pass a 15 charisma check for the new creature to become your mount. Lower the DC 1 step each attempt. And some talents. Aside from what we've come to expect as the more or less standard chances, they specifically get, you can use any rider-bearing creature as your mount, and gaining an additional use of charge each day. Pit fighter. Blood-soaked warriors circling each other in a roaring arena. Scarred desert bandits dueling for the right to lead their gang. Or brash tavern brawlers who never turn down a challenge. All weapons, but only leather armor and shields. Again, 1d8 per level for hit points. And they can flourish 3 times a day. Regain 1d6 hit points when you hit an enemy with a melee attack. Implacable. You have advantage on constitution checks to resist injury, poison, or endure extreme environments. Last stand. You get up from a dying with 1 hit point on a natural d20 roll of 18 to 20. So I think that's 2 more than normal. Relentless. 3 times a day, when you are reduced to 0 HP, make a 18 con check. The implacable talent applies to this roll. On a success, you instead go to 1 HP. So, sounds like that's probably about the toughest class, at least in terms of taking a beating, although you can only have light armor. And the special options for special chances, once a day, you can ignore all damage and effects from 1 attack. Or gaining an additional d6 to use on flourish. It's over when I say it's over. Marquesh Human Pit Fighter. I'm guessing this is going to be the final class if my theory holds correct in sort of the content being the same. The Roscodai class. Black-clad assassins who train from childhood inside a hidden desert monastery. They gain their sorceress powers from a legendary black lotus flower that was given to them by a demon. They can use blowgun, which I think is another new weapon. Bolas, dagger, razor chain, scimitar, shuriken, and spear. I don't know. I guess we didn't really read through the weapon lists that much in the original, since it looked like all the standard ones you could expect. But some of these that don't have new notes, I don't really remember. Especially like shuriken, but I could be wrong. I mean, if they were present in the original rules, probably pretty far down on the list. Leather armor, slightly lower hit points at D6, and they know Diabolic. Assassin, you have advantage on checks to sneak and hide. Your attacks deal double damage against targets that are unaware of your presence. Smoke Step, 3 times a day teleport to a location you can see within near. This does not use your action. Black Lotus, you earned the right to eat a petal of the fabled Black Lotus flower, and you survived its sorcerous effects. Roll 1 talent on the Lotus Talents table. Lotus Talents. And you may keep or re-roll duplicates on this table. So some Lotus Talents include gaining +1 to AC when wielding a melee weapon in each hand. I was kind of wondering, based on that, I don't remember there being dual wielding rules in the original, which I might be just, maybe they just inherently, yeah, I don't remember rules for dual wielding, but that might just be sort of on their thing of wanting to keep things simple and streamlined, since like inherently you're already going to have limitations on what you can put in each hand, and you're sacrificing your shield slot then, which yeah, it's kind of weird that I just don't remember there being anything. Another talent might be once a day paralyzing a target of 9 or less for 1d4 rounds when you damage it with a weapon. Or maybe you deal triple damage with your Assassinate talent. And for the standard talents, you're trained in use of poisons, rolling additional Black Lotus talent, or gaining an additional use of your Smoke Step talent are the sort of standout options. You know, I guess I hadn't noticed that there were instructions for re-rolling these. I guess it really only comes with the 2 option, since the rest really, it doesn't matter if it stacks. Yeah, I guess previously I just assumed everything stacks. Well, it looks like I think maybe that entire line is shared with the thief. Um, then lawful and neutral get neutral gets interesting line there with different animal names, and lawful kind of what you can expect kind of from a desert kind of area. A pit fighter, you can work your way up from rookie to a legend of your own personal Rocky story if you're lawful. Now, it's another one. I think we had it, one of the classes in the last zine where the end title for all alignments was the same. And Roscoe Die titles, no matter what, you work your way up from an acolyte, choose a path, become a full-fledged monk, and then work your way up as a lotus. So new weapons. Okay, yeah, I was right. It did seem a lot more than just what they indicated, which makes sense. Don't want to clutter it up. Were new weapons. So new weapons include blowgun, bolas, razor chain, scimitar, shuriken, and whip. I don't think I remember finesse really being a thing in the core rules. So this might be I could be wrong. And some specific notes for whip and razor chain. When you make a ranged attack with this weapon, it does not leave your grasp. Versatile weapons, you can use this weapon with 1 or 2 hands, using the higher damage die if you're wielding it with 2. Blowgun, firing this weapon from hiding does not reveal your position. Bolas, when you hit a legged creature the size of a horse or smaller, the target speed is reduced to close until it frees itself. And shuriken can be thrown into the ground. Living creatures who step on it take 1 damage and can only move at half speed for 10 rounds. Actually, makes them pretty useful. I can't remember an effect like that for similar weapons. Although maybe I've just never considered really using them, or caltrops. What's best in life? Winning. Brahm. Half-orc pit fighters. Pit fighting. So it looks like this is kind of actually a downtime activity. During downtime, PCs can participate in pit fights to gain treasure, experience, and fame. The lethality of the fight depends on the venue and stakes. Killing is forbidden in most public venues. Pit fighting is not without risks. You might use the Enduring Wounds table for vicious injuries. Setting up a bout. Roll on the venue and stakes tables for an available pit fight. Groups use their average party level for stakes rolls. Based on the venue and stakes, might decide the danger level and foe, and share those details. Then the fighters decide to accept or decline the bout. Fighters who break their word risk losing future bout offers. Danger level. Low, low stakes or a safe venue. Fight to half HP or knockout. Mid. Moderate risky venue or mid stakes. Fight to knockout or on rare occasion death. High. Epic stakes or an extreme venue. Fight to the death is common. Twist. GM secretly checks whether a surprise twist occurs that is revealed during the bout. Results. Winner gets the stakes. Check, the core treasure tables. Some relationships or rivalries may also change as a result. Yeah, I kind of was thinking that I think it could be really fun to kind of get in this and have a bunch of different managers or different arena owners. Yeah, you could just really go ham on this and just create a bunch of different yeah, I don't know. This to me seems like the most fun thing we've seen on one of these. So venue. Yeah. Well, maybe I won't dig them out. So, maybe just a back alley bar or a cage fight. Luxurious private arena owned by a noble, or the glorious Colosseum. Stakes. Okay, so the average party level just bumps your stakes up. So some twists includes additional danger, traps, hazards, unexpected foe, banned resources, none. Donor increases the stakes by 1 level. I think if we were doing that, I'd probably also have them want something in return for that. Or an attendee throws a useful boon, item, or spells to the fighters during the bout. So low stakes, low level treasure, some gold. We're getting a bonus on your next carouse roll. Mid, a bit higher gold, a big favor, or mid-level treasure. High, quite a lot of gold, favor from royalty. I'd probably re-roll that. Depending on the venue, the circumstances. Epic. Or I might just downgrade it to a major noble or, the city lord. Just depending on where you're fighting. Epic stakes. A bout is for a giant diamond, the wish of a djinn, or max level treasure. this is a bit different. I was expecting, well, I mean, I guess we don't really have the room to put in a bunch of colorful pit fighters. Though, I mean, probably just do my best to color these people up. Yeah, a lot more just monster encounters than I was expecting. So it looks like you also have some complications. And for groups fights, yeah, largely the same. 4 rust monsters, that'd be, well. Thraxis Arena.
I'm not that picky. I just need
A broad, flat slab of striated granite rises 6 feet out of the desert sands. Its blood-soaked surface has been worn smooth by the crush of countless feet. The Thraxis Arena is a medium-sized combat ring just outside the Shar Oasis. Travelers gather there each night to bet on pit fights between all comers, from drunk amateurs to famous gladiators. Some combatants are longtime residents of the Oasis who earn their coin by fighting, while others roll in with the sunset and leave again at dawn. Bouts take place at night with the arena lit by a haphazard ring of torches plunged into the sand. Spectators watch from the edge of darkness, feeling the cool night with roars and cheers. The crowd's bloodthirst sets the tone for the evening. In this lawless part of the desert, mercy is sometimes in short supply. So tonight's crowd could range from ruthless, a band of battle-scarred raiders howls for death, to volatile, brawls and accusations of cheating break out between high-stakes gamblers. Horrified, gasps ring out. Religious pilgrims demand an end to this. Or awed, the attendees watch raptly. 10% chance one is a djinn in disguise who rewards an exceptional warrior. If a PC survives going to 0 HP after severe injury, yeah, I guess that's what I was kind of thinking. You know, they specifically mentioned this was for the pit fighting, but I really think you could just use this in general. After severe injury, they might suffer an enduring wound. That character must pass a 12 con check or roll on the below table for an immediate effect. So, some wounds you might get are I was hoping I'd roll that. A 1. Passing another con check, slightly higher, or perish instantly. 2. You lose a limb. In this case, your arm. 5. Severed tendon, permanently losing 1 point of dexterity. 6. A ruptured spleen, permanently losing 1 point of con, or maybe 10, permanently losing some HP. Poisons, tinctures, powders, oils, and gases. Poisons come in all varieties and virilities, distilled from countless flowers, creatures, and fungi. They are almost always difficult to procure and illegal to possess. Poison users must pass a 12 dex check while employing them or poison themselves by mistake. Trained users, such as the earlier assassin, only poison themselves on a natural one. Only living creatures of level 10 or less are affected by poisons. So some poisons you might find are 2. Bluewort paste, common, injure, con or paralyzed 1d4 rounds. 6. Nuzzle oil, rare, injure, con, or unconscious for 3 rounds. Or 3. Dowsy dust, uncommon, touch eyes, con, or deep sleep for some hours. Okay, so we'll look at mounts and then, oh yeah, we'll try and quickly go through mounts, and that'll be it for today. Not sure if I took a bit later to start, or this just took a bit longer to get through. So we might actually come back and finish the rest of the zine tomorrow. So mounts include and creatures with riders. All humanoids can ride common and uncommon mounts. Rare mounts like Scrag require special training. Mounts have a number of gear slots equal to 5 times their strength bonus. Oh man, that's a real game changer. Well, looking at prices, yeah. A rider and the rider's carried gear, such as backpack and worn items, occupy 10 slots. Okay. Okay, so you're not getting as crazy of free slots as that sounds, but that's still incredibly helpful for making it back with maybe some extra loot. Movement. When riding a mount, you use its speed instead of your own. While traveling, a rider can push a mount to move a number of additional 6-mile hexes each day equal to its con bonus. A pushed mount must pass a con check or be unable to travel the next day. The DC increases by 1 step, it already starts pretty high, for each consecutive day of pushing. Most mounts bearing a rider can't attack in combat, however, a mount of level 7 or higher may make 1 attack on its rider's turn. Getting on or off a mount uses up the rider's movement. A mount unaccustomed to fighting might spook during combat. The first time it or its rider is wounded, it must make a morale check. Warm-blooded mounts must consume rations equal to their base level each day. Do not include bonus levels. Camels and cold-blooded mounts must only do this once per week. Mounts can go 3 days beyond their limit without water and 3 weeks beyond that without food. After that, they take 1d8 per day that can't be healed until given a full feeding of food or water. So mounts, camel, 50 gold, spooks, yes, common. Silver, 200, does not spook, rare. Donkey, 40 gold, yes, common. Elephant, 400 gold, no, it doesn't spook and it's rare. Horses are 50 gold, they do spook, unless they're war horses, for twice the price, and war horses can wear armor. And Scrag, which we'll probably find out what a Scrag is tomorrow when we go through the creature section. So mounts can be horrid, rebellious, stubborn, malicious, ornery, only likes owner, sassy, rude, reliable, steadfast, obedient, protective, or lovely, loyal, sweet, affectionate. Mount gear looks like some armor, leather, just straight up armor bonus, chainmail, higher but disadvantage at swim and stealth, and takes up an additional slot. Plate, no swimmer stealth, and additional slot from that. Mithril, so if one of those armors is mithril, it's times 5 the base price. An additional slot from its base version, but you can stealth and swim normally. And a saddle, advantage on checks to stay mounted, 1 free for mount to carry. I'm assuming that means it doesn't take a slot. 1 free for mount to carry. Yeah, I think that has to mean. And Reagan, no rider on mount, move at half speed, plus 15 gear slots, limit 1 per mount. So it looks like next time we'll get into the hex crawl, and we'll take a peek and see if it looks like it's exactly the same ending from the first scene. So yeah, really liking this. Really liking the feel of this sort of desert themed. I was kind of, of like the 3 themes, I was looking forward to this one the least, but I've really enjoyed it. I feel like they really nailed it. So yeah, we'll probably be finishing this up tomorrow.